Hey guys, welcome back. It's Dr. A, and many of you saw that I was able to go to Baja Beach Fest because my friends were able to get their passport in one day. So this video will go into the step-by-step process of exactly what we went through and what you need to go through to get your passport in one day. So step number one is scheduling your appointment. As of July of 2021, the online service was disabled because they wanted to make sure that really only those who needed the urgent travel throughout COVID really got their appointments. So that being said, you need to call into this number to schedule your appointment. They are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I recommend calling first thing in the morning. So we called in at 7 a.m. Central Time 10 days before our travel, and we waited on hold for about an hour and a half. My friend had a similar experience and she waited for about 3 hours on hold, calling in around the same time. She did say that her aunt called in at 9 a.m. and she had to wait on hold for 6 hours. So definitely just something to keep in mind, but again, I'd highly recommend calling very first thing in the morning. Also, there is no fee to schedule this appointment, so if they ask for a payment at the time of scheduling, make sure that you dial the right number. I'll cover costs a little bit more later in this video, but that brings me to step number 2, which is appointment requirement. So in order to book your appointment, you must call in within 14 days of travel, and your appointment must be within 72 hours of travel. So to give you our example, we were traveling on a Thursday. We called in the Monday the week before to schedule the appointment. We weren't able to schedule anything for that week, and we had to schedule it within the following week, 72 hours prior to our day of travel. We decided to go with, and as you probably saw in the video, we booked it the morning of our travel. Also, you'll need to provide proof of travel or documentation of life or death emergency. They won't ask you that you provide that at the time of the appointment, but I really recommend that you already have this booked, and they will ask you if you do have that booked, and I would of course answer yes at that time, because if not, you can risk losing your appointment. In our case, it wasn't urgent travel, and all they really wanted was to see the Greyhound ticket we purchased from Southern California into Mexico as our proof of international travel, and that seemed to be enough. They really didn't probe or ask anything else specific to our travel information. We did have our festival tickets on hand in case they asked for that. They did, however, ask one of my friends about her purpose of travel, and she was just completely honest, as you'll see in this message here, and said exactly why she was going, and they still ended up giving it to her. So definitely don't feel that you need to lie, and just be completely honest and upfront from the beginning. Again, as I mentioned, there is absolutely no cost to book this appointment. However, they will ask for an email, because after the call, you'll get an email confirmation with all of the appointment information, such as a confirmation number, a unique identifier, the date of the appointment, the time of the appointment, as well as how many people are attending and the location of the specific appointment. So make sure that you stay on the phone with them until this email goes through, which should be immediately within a minute, and confirm all the details on there, because you will be asked this upon your appointment. They also ask for a zip code to locate the agency office closest to you. So there are 26 agencies all throughout the US. We were trying to book the appointment in the Chicago office. However, at the time they told us that Chicago for some reason wasn't accepting any appointments. So the closest option to us happened to be Arkansas. So in the middle of editing this video, I lost half of my footage. So I'm just going to pick up where I left off, and that was step number 3. What do you need to bring to your passport appointment? I won't really go into depth into it here, just because it's essentially what you would take into an in-office appointment. I will say though that you bring at least 2 forms of ID that have a picture of you, because my friend didn't want to take too much to Mexico, so he only brought one ID, and we almost didn't get the passport for this reason. They accepted an insurance card, which seemed to suffice as another form of identification, but his birth certificate wouldn't supplement as such because it needed to have a photograph of him. The second goes without saying are your passport photos. Make sure you bring those. Go to Walgreens, CVS, I don't care. Just get them done, because you will not be able to take them here at the appointment. So number 3 are your passport fees. So it all depends whether you're renewing your passport or if you're a first-time applicant. First-time applicants are required to pay an additional $35 execution fee, but both have the same cost as far as whether you choose to get the passport book or the passport card. We went with both, and that was about $140. And then the only other additional cost for the expedited service fee is only $60. So with the $140 plus the $60 expedited fee and the $35 execution fee, because my friend was a first-time applicant, we paid a total of $235. I would highly recommend you bring either exact cash, or your safest bet is just to bring a cashier's check, because not all agencies will accept debit and or credit cards. We were able to use my credit card, but I also did need to have my ID in order to process that payment. With our situation, my friend had cash, but it was not exact, which they did offer if we wanted to round up to 300, they would be more than happy to take the change. So unless you want to be out an additional extra bucks. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope that it helped you guys figure out how you can do this yourself. I'll make sure to link everything down in the description below. And if you have any questions or concerns, please shoot them in my comments. I'd be more than happy to help you navigate through this very stressful time that I know it was for us. So that being said, catch you on the next one.
Take it on